What's up, good people? Alright, so to start today's episode off, let's just jump right into the deep end. And what that means is, because this is part 4 of a series that we've been working on, where we're building a website for a psychologist or like a psychology office. Now that's just the type of pictures and text that are being used in this build, but you could swap out pictures for any other type of business really, and different text, and that is going to give you an entirely different website, but it's still going to use this same method of using a templated website to get us 80% of the way there really quickly. So that's really kind of just, again, jumping into the deep end here, where we're going to build on what we've done in the past 3 episodes. So if you need to catch up on where we are, that's what you should do, is watch the previous 3 episodes. There are some audio issues in those episodes. Hopefully there's no audio issues in this one, but anything's possible, right? Okay, so the things we're going to be doing today, we're going to create a 404 page, an error page that's custom, so people just don't get a horrible user experience when they accidentally go to like the wrong website page. Okay, then we're going to create a blog post. I'm going to show you how to create a blog post, create a blog post archive, right, where all of your posts will live. And then we're going to look at how to set the blog post archive as the actual post archive for the website, in terms of we're specifying that with the website the same way we specified with the home page of the website what that is, so that's a setting you want to set in the customizer. And then finally, we're going to take a quick look at some SEO plugins. And I apologize for the crazy audio issues. I just have buses going by and stuff. I live in a downtown area, so bear with me, please. Alrighty, so let's just jump again into the deep end. And what we've got to do here is just give me 1 second while I bring in the correct page for us to look at. It's just going to take 1 second. Hang on. Alright, getting there. Okay, cool. I apologize for that. And so also the tip jar there next to the site, it will respond to any tips, donations, subscriptions. If you subscribe to the channel, it'll do a cool little animation as well. And I appreciate it. So this is where we are right now. We've got a couple of pages on the website, and we have a button here that works as well. Right now it takes us to the About Us page, but we could set it to the Contact Us page. So this text as well, you can see, needs to be replaced. This is just placeholder text that's called lorem ipsum text. It's just nonsensical, basically. And so the next step is going to be, like I said, adding the error page. The way we do the error page, it's going to end up in here. We're going to create a page, but before we create the error page here, what we want to do is come in here to the theme builder and click on the error 404 tab, and then add new error 404, and we'll just title it quite simply error 404. Let's call it main error 404 in case we decide to have different variations, maybe like for different seasons. For example, you could have like a Christmas theme 404. You don't want obviously a lot of traffic going to 404, but if it happens, you want it to be a good experience. So here are the really cool pre-made 404 templates. I don't know about really cool, but cool enough. Some of them are actually built, like this one is part of a whole nother website, a template website that's all like animal nature pictures. And so now what's cool is you can pull in a custom error page that fits with your whole website. if that's what you're doing. So I'm looking for like a psychologist type of one. Maybe this is a good one to go for with psychology. So we'll click there. All right, and so now this is what they're going to see, and they just be able to click to go back to homepage instead of some just error 404 black block text that really doesn't help them out. Giving them the homepage button is very helpful, and the picture maybe makes it relatable. But I think right now during these first couple episodes, while I'm still waiting on my internet upload speed to increase, which will happen this week, I still am just not able to access the Elementor page builder through the connection I've got, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and move on from this. What we'll do, we'll leave the page, but if you've watched some of the previous episodes, you've seen how I do this little test where I go back. Okay, cool. Here we have, it's in draft version. So the same thing that happened yesterday when we tried to create the footer. It just won't let me open the page builder editor with the current connection I have, but it will send the signal to WordPress to create these things. So now you can see the type, right? And then once I'm able to connect again, we'll be able to take a much deeper dive into how all of this works. So in terms of pages, we're pretty much set right now. So let's take a look instead at posts, and I've actually already opened up posts here. You can see there's no posts found. So instead of creating a post immediately, what we want to do is step back to the theme builder and click on single post. So now we'll be creating a template for our blog posts. So we can call this blog post template. Create template. And hopefully it loads, but it probably won't. It's the same issue over and over, which is fine. But if we go back here to the theme builder, we pop it open, we should now see, let's go ahead and close this since it's not working. We should see the blog post template here that we've created for single posts. Now, once we're able to edit it, let's preview and see what comes up. But when we're able to get in there and edit it, we'll be able to just completely change how the whole layout of each blog post will look. And that means we don't have to go in and do it each time for each and every blog post. All right, so it's just totally blank right now, which is kind of to be expected. Just 1 second. Okay. Now that we have taken those steps with the blog post template and the 404 page template, let's go ahead and take the same step but with the archive. The archive refers to where all of your blog posts are going to be stored. So let's say we'll call this the blog archive. So this will be a particular page. When you click on it, you'll be able to see a whole bunch of different cards, what they call cards, informational cards about each post, and then be able to click on a card and then read that whole blog post. And to be expected, we're unable to, or I am unable to open this page due to my freaking connection speed. But one day soon, it'll be working. But what's really cool is we can still go back and repeat what we've been doing, which is to check the theme builder and see if it at least created the blog archive. Yes, it did. Okay, so we have all these drafts now in play that would not be in a draft mode if I had a better connection. We would have gone ahead and published them and created everything. And once we've taken these steps, we can now go to the posts and you would click Add New. And what I like to do is right click and say Open Link in New Tab, just to keep this access page open, or this access open. It's not really an access page specifically. And then here's the theme builder, so I'll drag that over here just to keep things hierarchical. And here's how you add a new post. Really simple. It maybe looks familiar to you if you've seen the previous episodes, or if you have worked with WordPress before. Obviously you know what this is. This is called the Gutenberg block editor. And here is where you can, first of all, add a title for a blog post. So let's call this, let's call it a psychology blog post demo. And what we can do here is just start writing, like, here is some intro text, so talk about the, post topic, and, include a quote or some other like attention grabber, near the top. Okay, so now that we've done that, you can continue typing if you want. But instead of using this block editor, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove this block. And now that we've now titled it, so we can go ahead and, instead of like publishing it straight away, I'm going to go ahead and just click on Edit with Elementor. And okay, so you can either stay on page, you could then publish it, at which point you could, well, I'll go ahead and just publish it. And now we'll click on, I was going to say, we're going to click on there it is, Elementor button. Here it is. So Edit with Elementor. And now, fingers crossed that the Elementor page builder works this time. It shouldn't, right? We'd expect it not to, but you never know. Yep, did not work. Cool, that's fine. However, let's see what happens if we refresh this post page. I just hit Command R to refresh, and boom, here's a psychology blog post demo, right? We opened it in Elementor. We tried to open it in Elementor, let's say. And from there, we would see the blog post template that we created in the theme builder back here, right? So what we created here would show up if we open this with Elementor. We would then start with this blog post template, and there's a space in there to start writing, add pictures and do all that. So it's kind of how the whole all the dots start to get connected. And as these posts fill up, people have thousands, let's say, of posts, and let's say you get there at some point. Well, they will automatically be then showing up on that archive page and using this blog archive design layout that's part of Elementor. So you didn't have to actually really do much design work. It was, again, 80% of the work was done. You just finish off the last 20%, and now you've got a nice, clean, working blog archive. All of the blog posts will show up in there. You can adjust how you want them to look on those cards I mentioned earlier. So that right there is those first 4 points that I wanted to hit or go through. Right, so we wanted to set up the 404 page, do the blog post template, do the blog archive template, let's call it, and then the actual post itself. So we've done those. The last thing I want to take a look at with you guys is something called an SEO plugin, which I mentioned earlier. But so again, to get to the plugin library, and plugins are kind of like apps for your phone, where you can go to this plugin store and check out everything that's available. plugin wise, and install and activate them from here, at which point you can, if they're completely free, you can just totally use them, in all of their capacity. But a lot of them are paid. It's either monthly or annual or just even a one-time payment. And you can then use, just like an app, you can then use it to full capacity and you get more support and whatnot by paying for it. So what I want to search the plugin store for is like SEO. And you don't have to even press enter, you just type SEO and it'll work. So here are a couple of options, and I'd say stick to these first top three. There's Yoast SEO, which has been around for a long time. They've got around 5 million. They have 5 million plus active installations. You've got All-in-One SEO, 2 million plus active installations, and then Rank Math SEO, which has 700,000 plus active installations. So you can kind of get a sense of scale. But then, of course, you want to take a look as well at the stars and the reviews. Yoast is great. They're all actually quite good, but Yoast really kind of stands out in the sense that they were the first, and the code that they use, these other guys give them credit in terms of what they've built their platform on. But Rank Math is very, very popular as well because their design is really good. Not that Yoast isn't, but take a look for yourself. And there's even more. There are more choices. And it's probably going to be just a changing world. But the reason it's important is because it's going to help you write better content and have a fully optimized WordPress website. Meaning that when a search engine comes looking for you, they will be able to find you, which is pretty important. So I apologize again for that bus going by, all that extra audio. That's no fun. Hopefully that changes in the near future as well. I'm looking, to get to a place where I've got a better connection, less background noise, but c'est la vie, do what you got to do, right, when you got to do it, which for me is this right here, right now. And I'm super appreciative for every single view, every single comment, every single subscription. Not so much for myself, but for really the whole like online community at large. I think that websites are amazing and just really cool tools, and there's a lot going on in that whole world, and it's just going to continue. So I hope to do my part in terms of educating folks, answering questions. Like I said, in this show, we're going to have, like I said, because I've mentioned this before in the last episode, is that we're going to do 3 main types of themes or topics in this show. It's going to be website workshops like this one. We're going to do some interviews, and we're going to do news as well about websites. So if any of that is interesting to you and you think you can get some value from it, subscribe and click that notification bell so you get notified when I go live, because I go live every day, or almost every day is what I'm trying for. Sometimes more than once a day, but I don't have a set time that I'm going to do it. So if you just have the notifications on, you will just get the notification. Otherwise, you can just check, throughout the week or whatever, and you'll be able to see any updates that I make to the show. But if you join live, you can definitely hit me up with questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Other than that, check out websitemike.com for my template websites. I have 10 websites up there that you can check out, and if you like any of them, you can buy them and then watch this show or watch other instructional videos I have for how to then install them and customize them further. And I'm also now getting into virtual spaces, like virtual offices, virtual workspaces, and auditoriums. And so that's just a little preview of what's coming up on future episodes here. But for now, I'll just leave it at that. And I hope everybody has a great day. I'm going to turn the music back up for a little bit, and then I will be out of here. All right, have a good one.